I'd like you to meet Jared Auerbach. We're really privileged that you invited us to your establishment. This is Red's Best. And Jared, this is Michael McCarthy.
Hi Jared, how are you?
Great to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Jared, we'd like you to tell us a little bit about the fish business.
Great, no problem. So we're here on the Boston Fish Pier, Boston, Massachusetts. What you're seeing is we were packing up yesterday's catch to be distributed around the country. What Red's Best does is we run around all day meeting fishermen at small docks throughout New England, really.
Okay.
Primarily in Massachusetts right now. When these dayboat fishermen come in, they put their entire catch on our truck. We then, at the very end of the night, aggregate everything here at the Boston Fish Pier in our cooler. We bring it out at 5 in the morning and start packing it up to be distributed.
That's an early day.
Yeah. So right now you're seeing all our guys, we're getting stuff in boxes out here. The sales guys are in there figuring out where everything's gonna go. We're gonna get stuff into boxes and then it's gonna move on trucks. This place will be empty by 5, 6 o'clock tonight. And the fishermen will be unloading right around then. They'll fill up the cooler again tonight and that's how it goes. So
And then we start another
quick
day.
turnover every day. So today we're packing up some really nice cod. That's
Oh,
a
he's
big,
gorgeous.
fancy large cod. You can see how stiff it is. That's a nice thing.
Can I hold that guy?
Yeah, please. There, get in there. Just be gentle. That's going to be somebody's food tonight.
Wow.
Or tomorrow night.
So locally caught cod.
He looks like a prehistoric monster.
Yeah,
He's big.
You can tell the quality. Nice glossy eyes. Nice firm flesh.
Wow.
Nice kind of glare on it. That's how you know it's top quality.
So what do the glossy eyes tell us?
It just means it's more recently alive. You know, you can really, it's actually, that's the most intuitive thing about checking fish for quality is the eyes. It's really, I mean, you can tell even somebody who doesn't handle dead fish every day, you can probably see that's a lively looking eye.
Yeah, you can see it jiggling around.
Opposed to it'll get sort of paler, more recessed. That's how you know there's some age to the fish.
So so the eye seems to dry out first and shows its age.
Like one of the tricks of the trade.
Okay.
One of many, yeah.
So buy fish with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
Wow, he's
It's
a
heavy
beautiful.
too.
I can't teach you all my secrets, and then, you know.
Just a few would be good.
So that's some cod. I mean, it's the diversity of items that we land and the diversity of the different methods of fishing in Massachusetts and New England is really mind-blowing. Every day it's new stuff, different stuff off of different boats, different areas.
So you can't predict what kind of fish you're going to be getting.
No, but the great thing is a lot of our customers are sort of changing with the times, and now they're saying, give me whatever's best. Give me what they caught versus if everybody wants a certain type of fish next Friday, what if we catch a different type of fish on Thursday? The price of the fish they want goes through the roof. The price of the fish we have crashes, and that's not good for the boats. It's not good for us. It's not good for the restaurants. It's not good for the end user. And it's not good for the environment because if we're targeting fish based on what you say you want us to kill versus what Mother Nature says is plentiful, that's not a good system.
So if consumers were more interested in getting the fresh catch of the day,
that's it.
the fish would be cheaper, it would be fresher.
That's the irony. It's better fish, it's better for the environment, and it's the right price. If you tell me what you need, we're not going shopping in the ocean. We're harvesting. We don't say, hey, ocean, send me 3x20 cod and 4x20 monkfish. That's not how it works. We take what we have and then figure out where.
So part of it is educating the consumer because we're all in this together. We as brain health experts, we want people eating more fish. I get the pushback, oh, it's expensive. And you're saying, well, it's how we do the fishing and the distribution.
Look around our shop. I'll go through and show you all the different types of fish, local fish that we're selling today.
Okay.
And then you look at what's available for consumers, and it's a fraction of that. And the big sort of brick and mortar retailers are almost forced to provide what they think people are going to want. So I can get you swordfish 365 days a year, but I don't want to. I want to get you swordfish maybe 5-6 months of the year. But a big brick and mortar retail fish counter is going to supply swordfish 365 days a year because they think that's what's going to sell. And from their perspective, it's hard because you're really going to go out on a limb and bring in 20 pounds of skinless, boneless skate wings and hope that the consumer will buy it. So it's just sort of like we're sort of caught
We need
Right.
to,
We're
we
trying
need
to
to really
change.
figure out a way of educating the public and in
Yeah.
turn help the retailers offer
Absolutely.
more diversity.
So
Absolutely.
there
It
is
starts with flexibility on everybody's part.
And there is a valid concern that fish can be expensive, so some people can be priced out of being
That's
able
true.
to eat healthier food. But
doesn't
if
have to
people were open-minded to eating the fresh catch of the day,
Yeah.
it's fresher, healthier, you're getting your variety, and then you may be able to afford it
And
better.
a lot of times it's similar, it's as good or better to say cod's a perfect example. Cod prices are through the roof because people like cod. But every day we land beautiful fresh hake and pollock and dabs are back here that are a lot more affordable, but the name isn't on people's mind,
Gotcha.
So but we're working to change that.
Right.
Before it all gets
Show us
packed up
some-
and
yeah.
shipped
Yeah, what
out,
else
let
do
me
we
show you
have?
some other
Here, what's this?
So these are dabs.
Dabs.
These are really nice dabs. That's another-
Dabs?
This is a dab. It's a type of flounder.
Wow.
Oh,
So another trick of the trade, the way to tell a fresh fish, when you hold it out like that and it's still stiff as a board, that means it's in rigor mortis.
oh.
See how stiff that is? That means it's a really fresh, high quality fish.
And this one's bending a little bit. This is before rigor mortis?
No, this is that's about as good as you're gonna get. That for a flat fish like that. Another trick of the trade is to check the gills.
The gills? What am I looking for in the gills?
You want just a bright red, real sort of blood red color,
All right, let's take a look.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty red.
Yeah.
So basically it means that the blood, it's fresh blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the diversity of flounders that we land, everyday Massachusetts we land in dabs, gray soles, yellowtail flounder, blackback flounder, fluke, winter flounder, on and on and
Oh,
on.
so that's news to me. So the consumer would know the word flounder.
Right, this
They
is a
wouldn't
type
know
of
all
flounder.
these different kinds. You said yellowtail, dab.
Right, it's all different
Yeah.
types of flounder. This is a dab.
Okay, so we've got the fresh eyes,
Yep.
fresh dewy eyes. And let's,
Use a different one, that's not the best fish.
alrighty.
This one's really nice. And the guts are hanging out too. And not all fish is perfect, but that goes back.
Rosy red.
These are great.
There's a spectrum of quality, spectrum of price. There's a home for everything, but every day we do have fresh, affordable, healthy fish. This is the hake. This is going out today. The heads are really big on hake. It's an industry standard to take the head off.
It's a reduced shipping weight.
Yep. Reduce shipping weight, reduce bacteria. That's why we take the guts out. Any way we can sort of minimize bacteria reproduction, that's the name of the game. So Mateo's packing up, these are surf clams, live surf clams. So I'll give you a demo of in a little bit. You can see how it's going live. It's a great product. You can go to the sushi market on the West Coast.
Oh,
They purge them out. They're packing this in an LD3. It's going out west.
Where do they come from in Massachusetts?
These come from off of Martha's Vineyard.
No kidding.
Yep.
how long does it take for a clam to get to be that size?
I don't know. It's a good question.
That looks like a couple
These
years
are-
old at
these
least.
are fast reproducing, very sustainable. There's loads of these out there. They're really easy to manage. They reproduce fast, and they spread their spat out so they populate large areas at a time.
So
We
do
get
you,
these from diggers and from boats that that drag.
That drag from drag.
so when you pick these up, is there a minimum size that you'll throw back or keep? Or do you just,
I don't know. We just sell them for the boats. That's really up to the boats to make sure they're following the regulations. We
Okay.
report to the government everything that we sell, and we pass on all the information about the product to our customers.
And I see you
Yeah,
have a little tag, Red's Best, in every
Yeah.
box.
Well, with shellfish, with shellfish, it's mandatory to capture where the harvest location. That's in case somebody gets sick from these
Okay.
down the line. We have to be able to trace it back to the boat. And if the government they ask me where all the shellfish from a certain boat went, I have to trace it to the end user.
okay, so here's your company name, your certificate number. It was caught on the 5th of May of this year. It was shipped a day later. 50 pounds, and then this is the geographical location of where it was caught?
Yeah, that's the area. And
Oh.
that's a rule. They do that for all shellfish.
Yeah.
This is a local surf clam. Actually, these were dug on the North Shore. Great item. We sell them for sushi.
Okay.
Because they're purged, and I'll show you how I eat them. I believe in this item. I eat these as a snack in the office almost all the time.
Oh my God.
This is a snack for you?
Snack.
Wait till you see. You're gonna do it. I mean, there's so many items. I could go on and on in the shop with you guys today, showing you items that will just blow your mind, and everyone will say, "Why don't I know about that?"
Right.
I don't have an answer, but here.
It's huge.
Yeah, so you can see it's still alive.
Oh, it's still moving.
Wow.
I hope you guys aren't squeamish.
No,
This is only the tip of the iceberg.
So is this, we're having sashimi for breakfast. Chin chin. Well, that's good.
Not good?
Oh my God.
It has a nice texture to it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
that's like-
clams anyway.
Yeah, so that's
I
like
would
the
have
tongue.
expected it to be tough. It's
I know.
tender as butter.
And then there's this little like scallop piece. It's the abductor.
It's like the what?
And there's 4 of these little like scallop pieces. If you see, there's 1, 2, 3, and then the one
The
is
muscle?
that. And
Oh, it tastes a little bit different.
it's a little different. Yeah, it's unique.
Wow. That abductor thing.
I made up my own names for this.
Okay.
I call
Okay.
these. This is the abductors. That's the tongue. Was the first thing we ate.
Okay.
And now this is the third part that I eat. I call these the lips. Again, these are my own sort of Jared Auerbach made-up terminology,
Okay.
but I don't see why. And talk about affordable. I mean, these are really cheap. I just pull this little.
Hold a little.
There's a little piece here
Yeah.
that's not as
I
appetizing.
sort of do that with when I'm eating steamers.
Yeah. So
Okay,
this.
now. Good thing we are sushi lovers.
I know, it's still moving a little bit. That's good too. A little bit of sand in there.
Unique, right? Yeah, a little sand.
Yeah, each flavor is a little bit different.
Now this, I love clams,
that
and this
amazing?
is taste a little more clam flavor. But those abductors, that was a whole different flavor.
So I
I'm
like
still
the
trying to
lips. I
identify.
like those the best.
Because you
I
like
that
clam flavor. Yeah.
It's just wild that in one animal you're getting 4 different flavors.
This would be a dinner. I mean, this is how many grams
I
of
don't see
protein in
why
that?
exactly. I don't see why this isn't a staple on white tablecloth restaurants. I mean, that's
It
a
should
whole right. That's a whole appetizer right there.
Yeah.
It is. And it's delicious.
Amy, what are you gonna do with these?
What do you do? He's still moving. Wow, I never knew you could eat a horseshoe crab.
And they're used for medical research also.
Right.
So,
That part I
you
knew,
knew
but I
that,
didn't
so
know.
they drain the blood out of the hinge
Yeah, the
right here.
drain, huh.
And they have blue blood, which has some way for cancer research. These are razor clams. These are dug. We get them from diggers actually down in Chatham, Mass, and from the North Shore they come in here. These guys literally just dig these with their hands. And
So
come in
clam
and
diggers,
sell 'em.
just digging in the sand.
Yep, digging in the
I've
sand.
seen these shells, but I've never eaten a live razor clam.
they're great. So I don't know the best way to open them. I'm not a chef. I'm more of a bring the fish to the party kind of guy. But see the inside.
There's a lot of meat in there.
Again, that's huge.
And then, yeah. Got ya.
Okay.
It's juicy.
Yeah, and you can see again, it's still moving.
Wow. Down the hatch.
I don't even, you couldn't even call this raw, you just call it live. Or living.
Live clams for live TV.
Has a nice clean taste.
Yeah.
It's kind of creamy too.
It's very buttery.
This would be,
Very,
be good in like a cream soup.
oh my goodness.
This has a little bit of saltiness.
Yeah,
It's very delicate.
It's a very delicate, beautiful flavor.
I love it. This is a sea stalk.
Wow. They're
He's
huge.
big.
We sell bay scallops that are this big, and we sell sea scallops that are about this big.
Okay.
The piece of the scallop that people are used to eating is the abductor muscle, and that's what sits right here and opens and closes.
Like the hinge.
Yeah.
Okay.
We sell them whole, live as much as possible, because there's a lot of other edible parts of the scallop that gets wasted, you know? Big push we try to make is, you know, maximizing the amount of edible protein you get per pound of stuff that you kill, to put it bluntly.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
We want to do
So
that. That's part of
selling these
sustainability.
live is better for the boats, it's better for the environment, it's better for society. You know, and I'll show you what's inside a scallop.
Okay.
The sort of the parts that you don't see. So first you break the hinge. This isn't a scallop knife, and I'm not a scallop fisherman.
Okay.
The guys on the boat are whipping through these like mad, but I'll sort of, you know, do my best.
Thing's huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. So this is the part. That's the part that.
This is the part that we're
This-
used to eating.
Yeah, that's what we see in the grocery
But
store.
Since this is hanging off. So what you do is you kind of. This
rid
is
of the
this
belly
is
part.
right. The belly part we don't eat,
Okay.
but these lips,
Those are the.
can
Those
see
are
again.
like the what you gave us off the
Yep.
big clam.
and
Okay.
so of course I'm gonna make you eat them
Of course.
because that's what
So
we do
what?
here. We take stuff out of the ocean and we
We
eat
eat
it.
all of it.
It's like moving sashimi.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, you know, instead of throwing this in the ocean, this is edible protein that.
That's a whole different.
That's a whole different taste.
Salty. A little, just enough salt to make it
It
flavorful.
has a nice zing to it.
And you know it's crunchy.
It's almost crunchy.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna.
There's a lot of popular seafood that, like sea cucumber, people love it because of the crunch. People would go for this and for the
So
same
the
reason.
next piece that we're gonna eat.
Yeah, what is that?
This is the roe sack.
The what?
The roe.
The roast sack. Oh, where the eggs
Roe,
are.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So again, this is edible protein that we're throwing into the ocean.
And you could make soup out of this. I mean, easily.
If you go to I was in New Zealand a year or two ago, and every scallop meat, you can see this.
Oh, look at it moving.
Yeah.
Hi.
Sorry we took your life, but you sure are delicious.
Every scallop meat.
He's
Yeah.
saying something you can't understand.
Yeah, well, you know, Native Americans, we always honor when an animal or a sea creature gives us their life. We honor that they are sacrificing themselves for us. And you're right, if we're doing that, if we're asking them to give up their life for us, then the least we could do is eat every bite of it, right?
It's true, no waste.
Okay,
This is
so what
good.
does this taste like?
This is the roe.
Okay,
I've never
Okay.
eaten this raw.
okay.
This-
Is that better cooked, do you think?
Yeah, that's better cooked.
Okay.
I don't know. You feeling
Want
brave?
to try
I'm
it?
feeling
I'm
brave.
feeling brave.
Maybe we'll do small ones.
Okay.
I'm always brave. Kind of butchered that. Good?
It's like goose liver pate.
Oh my God.
Isn't it?
Oh, it's got a beautiful flavor.
It
You
does.
should
It's very nice,
I'm
creamy.
glad you tried it out.
I know.
That
Oh
might
my
be the best
God.
part so
that
far.
good?
It's
Yeah.
very
Oh my
creamy.
God.
Have some more.
That is like sumptuous.
It's almost like a
Michael, we could open a new restaurant just serving all this.
scallop foie gras.
It does.
It does.
And we would only attract adventuresome people that love delicious.
You ever have uni? It almost tastes like uni.
Yeah, another piece, please.
Never had uni.
Sea urchin roe. Oh,
I
it's
haven't had
great.
that either.
Oh, it's great. We one of our sales guys.
That's
Doug,
nice.
If you come in next winter, one of our sales guys, Doug, dies for urchins. He's
Uh-huh.
right out here in Cape Cod Bay, and he comes in with these big, call them muffins. You open them up, and they have these big roe sacks, like 6 big, beautiful yellow roe sacks that you eat. It tastes like this.
These are new menu items.
I know.
My gosh.
I mean, they're,
Amazing,
it's
right?
like
Can
it's
you
new
imagine?
food.
Just gonna clean this
Boston
up.
is full of epicures, right? People
Yeah.
are looking to eat delicious and healthy.
You think they would have found it before us?
Well,
Sometimes
it's
you win.
because we have to be with another innovator here from Bread's
Exactly.
Best. Jared Auerbach from Bread's Best, which he'll be joining us again in a minute.
That's a huge scallop.
So this is a huge live sea scallop.
That's the biggest I've ever seen.
See that?
Yeah. Wow.
He doesn't like that.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. So.
So he's going to sacrifice himself for us. Thank you,
will.
Mr.
Thank
Scallop.
you, Mr. Scallop.
Well, actually, it was Mrs. Scallop if it had a row back.
True. Thank you, Mrs. Scallop. Correct. So this isn't the best night for this, but we'll make do with what we have.
Yeah.
I just can't believe the size of it.
Yeah.
And these are right off the coast of Massachusetts.
Right off the coast of Massachusetts. These were caught in state waters, which means it's no more than 3 miles off the coast.
Wow.
Oh.
Massachusetts own sea scallops.
Beautiful. I
It
had
even
no
has a
idea.
Massachusetts accent.
Yeah, it's
I thought we had to go to the Bahamas for something this big.
Yeah, I always thought this was more of a tropical, exotic thing.
We're just learning so much.
so.
He's
So
slippery.
you just eat this whole thing raw, huh?
Mmm. So light.
Wow.
It's wild how they have different different saltiness levels. Like
Yeah,
this is
like-
just really subtle.
Yeah, the roe is a little bit more salty, but also creamier. But isn't the flavor delicate?
But you know, this sort of spoils us for sashimi because it's fresher, better,
That's the problem with me giving anybody seafood.
and it's free.
Yeah, right. I know.
If you don't mind coming into the warehouse standing on a
Yeah,
pallet,
exactly.
it's great.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
My God, is that wonderful.
Oh,
So good.
That was huge. That's like a whole meal.
Again.
Well, you can really tell the difference between perfectly fresh and how old something is after you've had it.
You want to cut that in half so Michael can have another chunk?
That's delicious.
I forgot to tell you to save your appetite before you came in.
That's all right.
Always have room for good food.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's so light, so healthy. Don't you just feel good when you eat stuff like that?
Well, pure protein, right?
Yeah, it just like gets you. I don't know.
Laced with omega-3s.
Exactly.
And vitamin D, I mean, all the nutrients that we need to be alive and for our brains to function.
Now you know why the Okinawans live so long. They ate this.
Okay.
I mean, it tastes clean.
So Naum's packing squid. These came in last night. Caught right off of Cape Cod, right off of Falmouth and Martha's Vineyard Sound. It's an
Wow.
amazing item. I mean, there's nothing like fresh squid. If you've ever had like real, true fresh squid on a grill,
I can still feel them
On
moving.
a grill.
Yeah.
I haven't grilled them.
I'll send you home with some. These
Oh,
are.
wow.
You can see how. You see that like it's like we call that chocolate. That's how you want them. That color.
Oh.
This is a Massachusetts squid. This is one of my favorite items that we sell. This is brand new, caught last night. Most people don't even know that we have a squid fishery in Massachusetts. We actually have a really good squid fishery.
Really?
Yep. Every year, right around this time, right when you get a little bit of green on the trees, something triggers these squid, and they all fill into Nantucket Sound, Martha's Vineyard Sound. And
Really?
a lot of Massachusetts, small Massachusetts boats, they rely on this for a big chunk of their living.
So somehow the squids know when the trees bud?
Oh, they're not doing it against the trees. That's how we know that.
That's how you know.
that the squid are gonna come.
Okay.
Show us the beak.
Right.
I understand these things have an
Yeah,
awesome
so these
beak.
squid are really wild creatures. When they're in the water, they turn colors and they sort of light up. And they're actually ferocious feeders. They move in packs and they'll sort of grab things with these tentacles. And it's really kind of nuts. In here, there's like a beak,
Oh yeah.
almost like a bird's beak.
Huh.
If you feel it, you can feel
It's sharp.
it's sharp. It's like a beak, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how you describe that? Like a little like
It
yeah.
is.
Prick yourself on it.
You could. Is it like a mouth?
That's their mouth.
So they can if
That's how they eat stuff
yeah.
through
Do
there.
they take bites? Or they just
I
inhale
think
it?
they just gnaw it down.
Okay.
So it's a real sea monster.
Oh yeah, these are mini sea monsters, absolutely. I'll show you how we eat it. So,
Okay. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous?
so the first thing you do is I cut it right there,
Okay.
and a little bit of the beak comes in, so you just sort of like
Pop it
pull
out.
that out. And now this, when you get calamari, and you're getting, you know,
Yeah.
that's the calamari that you're eating.
Okay.
So you have
You
that
can
part,
eat that.
and then in here you can feel it. So then I sort of
Pluck it out.
pull that out.
Oh, wow.
It's like the eye piece.
It's
And
like
then-
a car part.
Yeah. That's like
the
the
spare
guts,
part.
and it's pretty simple creatures, but they're
So do you
really
eat that
tasty.
part, or
No.
that's a part you don't
No,
eat?
so that's
Okay.
waste.
Oh, and here's the ink.
Yep.
Oh, so that's the ink sac right there.
Ink all over you. Yep. Cool, right?
Because you can.
Tastes like ink.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah.
There's some ink on your lips there.
Do I? Thank you.
No, because ink is sometimes used in
Oh, yeah.
pasta,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
So then in here, there's a little cartilage piece. So I pull that out. Look, it's almost like the quill. Of,
It is like a quill.
Oh my gosh.
Just like almost like a feather. So this is its like its
like
skeleton.
a little cartilage, yeah, that goes through there. You can see if you look carefully, it's still kind of changing colors. See how
So-
it's like stained and now it's going to come off, and the spots. If you look real close at the spots, it's kind of changing. It's pretty wild, huh?
So is that how it protects itself in the wild, by changing colors?
I think it's like a sort of puffing up your chest kind of thing. They like flash these colors.
Okay.
Even when we get them on deck at night, when we pick these up, they'll still be like sort of flashing almost. I pull off these kind of wings. It comes right off.
Well, so those spots are like a skin.
Yeah, there's skin. Yep. Yep. There's a membrane, a small like sort of skin membrane.
Oh, wow.
So these I call the wings. Again, this is like Jared's science class with Jared's
Okay.
made up science words. These I call the wings. You know?
Okay. Well, look
Sure.
at your skin in a squid.
Yeah. Sure, my 8th grade biology teacher is getting upset with me right now, but
Well, now they're happy you're paying attention.
yeah, right. And making up my own words.
All right.
Right,
So
so
what do you do with that's
The
also
wings
waste,
actually
or can you
is
eat them?
waste. You can't eat them, but most people don't. So see,
Okay.
that's the other one.
Okay.
So we'll
Oh, you
peel
can.
that
Yeah,
off.
it's easy to feel it.
Yep.
Is this like part of its how it propels itself?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They sort of like hover. They're
Now,
really
why
hot.
is this not edible? It's a little tougher.
Yeah, they just don't eat them. I'm not sure. It's a good question.
It's a little
'Cause
plasticky.
It'd be interesting to see if other cultures, throw them in the stew pot or something.
Yeah.
You can eat it. It's a little crunchy.
So then what I do is I sort of squeeze
Pretty
this
good.
out, and you get this sort of, that's kind of the guts.
Yeah, it has that look.
That's not edible. So I just kind of squeeze that out. And then I'm gonna go give this a rinse, and then we're gonna eat this raw too.
Okay. Yeah, the wing doesn't taste bad. You want to try it?
I just took a bite of the other one, but tastes fine.
Yeah.
I think it's edible.
It has a little bit of crunch on it, which I kind of like.
Yeah, and customers are used to calamari being very soft,
Right.
so that's probably why. But I throw it into my soup pot.
I'd eat it.
The other thing that's going on with squid is we'll be talking about fish oil
Yeah.
and the different kinds of marine oils. And if you're interested in sustainability, one kind of way to have a sustainable marine oil is from squid because they reproduce. There's just gazillion in the oceans.
Oh.
So some people worry that we're killing all our little fish
Right,
for
like the
fish
krill.
oil. Well, krill is, I think, more of a shrimp type of thing. But anyway, that's just interesting to know the oil you get out of squid, which means we get it when we eat it, raw or cooked,
Right.
is very rich in omega-3s, and it has more of the DHA, the thinking type of fish oil, as opposed to the EPA. which we need both, but the squid has got a different ratio than, say, a salmon.
So what's the difference? I know that EPA and DHA are good for the brain, but what's the difference between the two?
The difference between the two, they're both good for us. That's the number one thing. DHA is what our brain cells are actually made out of, a good percentage of each brain cell. And then all the little, see the little tentacles here?
Yeah.
We could pretend they're the dendrites connected to our brain cells.
Okay.
Every brain cell has all these little protuberances, sort of like this squid.
So you are what you eat.
Yeah, and they connect with each other. And those tentacles of our brain cells are pure DHA. And then the EPA is more an anti-inflammatory oil that we need for other reasons. But we'll go into that in a minute.
Okay. I think it's time to eat again.
Yeah, I think so. So this is.
Oh, here's this. I've been holding him.
That we're gonna cook. I've never eaten that raw, but hey,
Oh,
first time for everything, right?
Yeah, it's true. So far, everything's been great.
Pretty plain.
Well, yeah, it is a little plain. You don't get as much brine in there.
Subtle ocean flavor.
yeah.
It's also kind of creamy as well.
Well, you know, the creamy flavor the creaminess is all the good fats in it, all the omega-3s and the other healthy fats that are in there. That's what makes it feel like creamy to our palate.
So it's oil.
It's oil, yeah. Healthy oils as opposed to.
It has a very
saturated
nice
fat.
texture.
This I've seen people eat raw all the time. Just fresh squid.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I really like it.
Well, this has a ton of oil in it.
I know, I could eat that all day.
Nirvana.
It's kind of like,
It's really good.
Wow.
it almost like gives you a buzz, right? Like a natural high.
It takes a while to eat it.
Yeah.
It's got a different texture to it. It's like the oil is
Like comes out.
I don't know, a thicker oil.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Isn't that cool?
That one takes a long time to eat.
I like them both. This is actually good too.
I think this is my favorite thing we've had all day.
Really?
I think mine was
It's also different, right?
It is different. I think mine was a scallop foie gras. At least that's what I'm calling it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And I think my favorite was that surf clam, the part that was the muscle. What did you call it?
Abductor muscle.
The abductor muscle.
That was good as well. Well,
And
pretty
then
much,
the
I think
roe. And what about the roe from the scallop?
Yeah.
that was good
That
as well.
was amazing.
I think
In
my
fact,
favorite.
it would be hard for me to rate them. They
I
all
think the
get
surf
9 or
clam as
10.
a whole.
Yeah, isn't
That was
a great
probably.
product? That
I wonder
is-
what we could do to help promote surf clams and all this beautiful food right here.
No, we're slowly getting
Are-
there. We're
are-
slowly getting there.
Are you able to offer some of these
Yes.
foods direct to the consumer?
Yes. So we're starting to build that in. Bread's Best, we sell at 11 local farmers markets. We have a retail pack ready to eat, right out of the pack on your stove. A lot of local retailers are sort of the smaller local retailers are starting to get on board, and they just come in the morning and say, hey, what should we put in our case today?
Right.
But it's a work in progress, but people come around. We're going to start doing a catch of the week club where 22, 23 bucks, you just show up and we give you 2 meals for 2 of whatever came
Like
in.
the fresh catch of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be up for a variety pack.
I would too,
Just-
and I own a seafood company.
Right.
Like, really. That's why we're doing it.
And
Great.
I'm thinking already of the little seafood. There's a couple of little seafood stores out where I live in Acton and Concord. I'm definitely going to be talking to them about where they're, and because those 2 towns, they're full of people that would be willing to experiment.
I think it's just wild that there's new menu items we didn't even know about.
Yeah.
I mean, there's parts of fish that you can eat that they're not.
And that's our hope, is that things change with chefs, and that instead of a chef saying, look what I was able to source from across the world, they say, look what I was able to find that you've never had and cook in a unique way that was caught in our backyard, by somebody who lives in your neighborhood, who pays taxes in your state, you know.
I think they'd love it.
I do too.
Everyone likes the local thing, and fresh fish can't beat it. Well, thanks for lunch.
Here's to you.
Here's to you.
Thank you, Jared. This has been great.
Thank you, Jared.
Pleasure. Anytime.
And you say, for people who like their squid cooked, that one of the best ways is to grill it on an open
Grilled
flame.
fresh squid is the best. So every May, if you're a Massachusetts resident or live anywhere near Massachusetts, find some fresh squid, because you can't beat
So
it.
it's May. May means fresh squid,
Uh-huh.
because that's when they all appear in the water.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, they're always there,
There,
but they
but-
congregate inshore in May.
Are
So
they
we harvest
mating,
them.
or why are they
think
doing
they're
it? Breeding. It's probably breeding time, just like the birds.
Birds and the bees.
Birds and the bees.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, everything's happening right now, you know.
Great.
This is a great local item that, for some reason, just doesn't get any respect.
I could have been swimming with those.
You have been swimming with those.
What is it?
Cute.
This is a scup,
Scup?
SCUP.
Oh.
So that's why
They're
they're
very plentiful, very tasty, very affordable, and for some reason it's just not on. I don't want to say not on the palate. It's just not on people's brain to eat scup. You know?
So we need to have a new motto: "Scups for the brain."
I agree.
Eat
Yeah,
scups
right.
for
Especially
brain
right.
health.
This is a brain.
So I could
The
afford
fillet
it.
you get off a scup is great.
Okay.
This raw too.
Huh. Okay.
I'm gonna have to.
He looks tough.
I'm gonna have Jimmy fillet this.
Okay.
I'll bring it right back.
Michael, my mind is just flooded with Brady fish ideas. How about you? Fish
I'm
and
feeling
seafood.
smarter.
I just want to talk a little bit about the backstory of why I happen to be here, why Michael, you and I are here with Jared Auerbach. His dad is a colleague of mine at the Boston University Alzheimer's Disease Center, and I think it's really cool that your dad is in the brain health business. And here you are making fish more available, sustainable, affordable, and local. You know, and I'm always talking about how fish is brain food. In fact, your dad is finishing up a clinical trial that I got the funding for from the National Alzheimer's Association, and it's a nutritional combination therapy. Part of it's plant-based nutrients, and the other is fish oil.
Yeah.
So here we are.
I never thought of that
Yeah,
irony. That's great.
yeah, it is. I mean,
So
it's great.
how did you get into the fish business?
Yeah, tell us your
I know.
background.
My father's a neurologist. Go
Right.
figure. And I'm here, but
You
I
love
just,
it.
yeah,
That's
I
what-
love it.
that's-
I always loved fishing growing up. Went to college, started commercial fishing right out of college.
You did? How
Started
did
up
that
in
happen?
Alaska. I just
We just were, it was,
from as early as I can remember, I remember being drawn to the water.
Okay.
We'd be on family vacations. Family would be looking around. I'd be down by the river,
Yeah.
hugging the old timers. Hey, what are you catching? What are you using? I mean, I just was always drawn to it. And got out of college and said, hey, I can get paid to go fishing. That sounds like
oh yeah, it's
good
a fun
play.
thing
Okay.
for
Sign me
young
up for
people
that.
in college. Yeah.
So I was doing that, and you know, took an interest in the industry side. Saw, you know, where I could find a competitive advantage and a good niche.
So you started
Here we are.
in Alaska,
Started out commercial fishing for salmon on a purse seiner in Alaska.
wow.
I fished back here on local gill netters and lobster boats.
Now what's a gill netter?
So a gill net boat sets a monofilament net that sits almost like a fence on the ocean floor. And you use very particular mesh size based on what you're targeting and what area. So the fish that are too small swim right through. The fish that are too big bounce right off. And the fish that you're targeting get in and they get their gills caught in the net and they have no reverse. So they get tangled in the net and you pull it up.
Oh.
So what's an example of a fish that would be caught that way?
There's a big monkfish fishery that they gill net for, but they gill net for everything. And, you know, on any given day, we'll have, you know, say, it's a good example, you know, We'll have, oh, thank you, Jimmy.
Oh, that's our little
This is our
scup.
scup, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that looks beautiful.
Beautiful fillet, right?
We're gonna get, before you talk about this, so you came back to Massachusetts, you got started with did you join somebody else's boat?
Yeah,
What-
yeah,
what-
always,
okay,
you know, when I
and
was
then-
fishing, I was always a deckhand, so
Okay, and
I
then-
was just working on people's
How,
boats.
how did you transition from being a deckhand to owning your own boat and then creating
I don't
this
own a
company?
boat.
Oh, you do?
No, so
okay.
yeah, and that's interesting about how
Oh, so you
the
didn't need the
supply chain
capital
works.
investment
Right.
in that?
So
Okay.
we work for the boats to market and distribute their fish and return them, you know, make them as profitable as possible. So that's the dynamic. We have no contracts with these guys. They really just trust us to do the right thing with their fish and be fair in what we pay them for their fish. Skinless, boneless, scup fillet. So
Skinless, boneless
just
scup
saw-
fillet. It looks
you
gorgeous.
just saw
I'm
the
gonna
whole
eat it.
fish. Now it's ready to go on the grill or however you want to cook it. But
More sashimi.
to go with today's theme, we're gonna eat it raw. So, okay.
Wow.
Looks
Bring the
good.
soy sauce.
I know I should have. I have some really good soy sauce at home.
Yeah. And I love that
told you.
horseradish. Yeah.
This is nice.
Right, right.
It's funny, you don't really need to cook your fish.
Ah,
It's nice.
lovely. Very fresh. Very
Use
fresh
some
tasting.
wasabi, I think, but
Well, this has a even more delicate flavor than any of the shellfish we're
yeah,
eating.
it's a very sort of plain, straightforward whitefish. But you know, that's
Again,
what
I
people.
feel-
That's what's in demand. I mean, is that much different than a cod?
It's delicious.
No, not really.
You can tell the
No.
flesh is very full of, again, the omega-3s and the good oils. I can feel it's really...
It's very firm.
Oh,
You sort of taste that
Yeah.
those oils
Ah.
coming out. This is a third of the price of codfish.
Really?
It's very, very affordable.
This looks to be like it'd be good to grill because it's firm. Like it would hold up
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah,
You could flip it.
Right on the grill. That's a nice.
that's
you know,
thick
that's a
enough.
nice
That's
portion.
thick enough to saute or grill or even bake. That's beautiful fish.
It's a great fish.
perfect piece of fish.
Underutilized, undervalued. It's just, you know,
So yeah,
We're just
it's
very
one
s-
just waiting to be discovered.
exactly. We're very subjective in what we give value to in this industry. You know, I say it all the time. You put me alone, you lock me in a room alone with somebody off the street, I can convince them that any fish in my cooler is the most expensive item. Right? I could take the cheapest item we have today is probably a skate wing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most expensive item in France. It's just people around here, you know,
It's all your value
we
system.
look for cod and salmon and tuna and swordfish. You know, almost none of that is coming locally. It's not good to put those pressure, you know,
Yeah.
that pressure on the
On the
biomass.
Right.
Yeah, there was the big push on black and red snapper years ago.
Right. Yeah, and now snapper are overfished, and one of the biggest things that's big here. Let me just turn that.
And once you blacken something, those spices are so strong, you don't really know your underlying fish that much.
This is a beautiful fish.
Right.
It's going to become my favorite.
This is one of the cheapest items we have today.
How much would this be, you know, yeah, in the store, how much would it be?
$6.
$6 a
Skinless
pound?
boneless. Yeah, $6.
Oh, already filleted.
Yeah. 7, 8. So cheap.
That's cheap.
Affordable. And you can eat these whole. It's almost a shame to be having this waste. You know, you
Because
figure.
that skin looked beautiful. I would
Right.
have had it like filleted with the skin and then
Absolutely.
cook it on
I
the
did
grill.
this so we could eat it raw, just
Right.
to show how great it is. But
But
you know,
cook the whole thing,
Jimmy's
right?
one of the best fillet guys in the business. But you know, there's still some meat that's up by the head that you could pick off. You know, I was down in Puerto Rico and got just a local whole fish cooks, ate it with my hands. I got every little morsel off the bones. And here, you know, it's customary locally to have these skinless, boneless, perfect fillet where,
Right.
you know, that's another battle. You know,
Yeah.
I think the sort of low-hanging fruit is like, hey, let's eat this instead of that because it's just as good It's a third of the price, and it's more abundant in the ocean.
It's
what Mother
delicious.
Nature's giving us, you know, not what we're ordering from Mother Nature.
Right.
From Mother Nature's.
My goal is to encourage people to eat fish or seafood at least 3 times a week. And to do that, you know, we got to like think about sustainability and how do we use every bit of the fish. Because they're
Absolutely.
sacrificing themselves for us.
I agree.
It's part of being respectful of our environment.
But the good thing is you're not sacrificing on taste. I mean, everything we've had is delicious.
Yeah.
So again, it's partly about taking the time to let the consumer know what's out there and what's available. And some people are more adventuresome than others.
Right.
But once we could get it started, you know,
You could try it. I mean,
yeah,
this isn't.
get people to try it. This
it
is
doesn't
so
take-
delicious.
It's adventuresome because you're trying something with a different name. But this on your palate, it's not an adventurous. It's not.
No, because
It's not a wild palate taste. It's,
No, not at all.
It's very
Pretty
gentle.
basic.
If you
It's
told
very
me it was
basic.
cod, I would say that's good cod.
Yeah, right. It's just fish. And the iron, you know, good fresh fish
There's
has very
nothing
little
better.
taste. You know, it just sort of tastes fresh and tastes like the ocean.
Yeah,
it's not.
it's very mild.
It's not fishy. You're not tasting the scup. Yeah, it's mild.
Right. It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
So what we've done at Red's Best is we've gotten really good at unloading a lot of little boats. We really believe in these small boats. We believe, you know, these small sort of community fisheries are better for the community, better for the environment, you know, less environmental impact, little sort of small pieces here and there, and produce a higher quality product. We
Is it-
created this software to become the best and the most efficient at unloading and aggregating a lot of little boats.
So what was the need to create the software to begin with?
Right, so the problem is when you're trying to focus on these smaller boats is that your cost per transaction to buy fish off a boat is virtually the same if I'm unloading 50 pounds or 50,000 pounds.
Because the paperwork is the paperwork, whether
Paperwork's
it's...
the paperwork. I still have to log on and tell the government what I caught. Maybe I hit a couple extra zeros for a big steel trawler, but
So
yeah,
one fish or
that's about it.
10,000 fish, it's
Cutting
still the
checks,
paperwork.
all
Well, you
the
still
all
have
the
to-
bookkeeping.
You cut the check, you have to do the settlement, do the reporting to the government, do the reporting to the health department, you know, mail the envelope, all that stuff.
Okay.
We created web-based software, proprietary web-based
Web-based.
software. It's all web-based. I can put in an order from my phone, from right here, from anywhere. One of our salespeople
Fabulous.
works up in New Hampshire and sells off all the inventory that's coming in dynamically in real time all over New England.
So how's the software been able to help you with your transaction cost issues?
Right, it's decreased them. We do everything in batches, and you know, it's just really efficient to process all this stuff on the back end. Our drivers meet the boats at these remote locations and take them in using a wireless tablet. So
Wow.
the
Oh.
information is available in real time as it's coming off the boat.
Okay.
There's no redundant data entry. There's no rewriting stuff. There's no doing math by hand. It's all done by computers. It's all dynamic and it's all web-based.
And does that help with traceability if you needed to know which
Well, that's
boat
a
the
good
fish came
question.
off of?
So you see, based on our shop and the reporting we have to do for the government, I go to jail if I can't tell you where that fish came from, how it was caught, and who caught it. You know. So the software creates efficiencies on the back end. What we're also able to do is package that information on the front end with a really nice traceability label that goes out with all the fish. So when you get it, we sell to wholesale distributors, and then they sell it to a restaurant or a retail outlet. But no matter what, that traceability label stays with the product, and all the way down the supply chain, no matter who gets at the end, now has this label so they know the story of the fish.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
it also enables us to fulfill the demand of wanting to have local food, but also making it economically viable because now you can make the numbers work.
And it's easy for us, and that's the key, right? If it's adding a step and creating inefficiencies, what happens? The price goes up.
So your software helps people be able to afford to buy locally.
what
Otherwise,
we're
these
trying to
small fishermen would be squeezed out. because of the transaction costs.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, because I've seen your business has started small and you've just been growing and growing. I understand you're about to move into bigger space.
Yeah, we're trying to, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's been fun. It's been a good ride. We have really good employees.
Yeah,
they all
we met
work
some
really
of them.
hard.
They're wonderful.
The fishermen do their part, and yeah, we're trying to change things up a little bit.
Well, I have another question for you. So, a lot of this is sort of awareness and education, and you know, a lot of consumers, they want to eat better, they want to eat more healthy, they want to be able to afford it, but there's a lot of misinformation or lack of information. Is there anything that consumers should know that they could do to help make your job easier or get better fish, cheaper fish?
Absolutely.
What can they do?
In general, demand local and be flexible with what you're going to get. Ask a pro what you should be eating. Don't go into a fish market or go out to eat with a preconceived notion of what you're going to order for your seafood, because it's not a factory. We don't call the ocean and say, hey, I need 20 pounds of cod to serve my customers tonight.
Right.
We go fishing and we catch whatever we catch, and that's the biggest thing.
You know, it's the same
Eat
concept.
local and be flexible.
Yeah, it's
Simple.
the same concept that it's making the local farmers thrive with the CSA, where a consumer says, okay, I'm going to buy into whatever you have, and I'm going to learn to eat vegetables I never had before,
That's it, right?
and I'm going to eat what's in season.
And you end up getting
same with the fish.
better tasting, better quality product. It's better for the producer, and it's more affordable.
And
Because
that's
you're
what we
eating
want.
What's
That's
abundant.
what we want,
Supply and
because
demand. It's
what
very
Michael
simple.
and I are both working hard is to educate people about which foods will keep their body and brains healthy.
Fresh, local,
and
wild
fish,
seafood.
yeah, wild caught seafood is like
That's it.
so essential. Everybody says that.
That's it.
So, and you're helping make it
That's
possible.
what we do.
Right.
We are
Right.
in business. We are in business to facilitate the demand between,
Right.
just to facilitate the demand of the local consumer.
Right.
We're here to connect you to these local fishermen.
So if
And
I
connect
wanted,
the fishermen to you, because they care who consumes their fish too.
Right.
yeah,
You know,
Right.
we as consumers care who caught the fish. The fishermen have
Right,
pride in
'cause
what they
of
catch.
course.
They want
Now,
to know that their fish is
what
being
are?
consumed
Give us
by you.
some examples. You showed us that beautiful scup fish. What are some other examples of local New England
Yeah.
fish that the average consumer
All
doesn't
right.
know about that
have
we
a
want
great
to acquaint them?
redfish have come back. That's a very
Redfish, okay.
healthy, sustainable population of fish. Great little fish. They call them ocean perch or Acadian redfish.
Okay.
Or, they catch them offshore. Redfish is a great item, really easy on the palate, fresh. We process it here, affordable, great tasting.
Are there
We
certain
catch-
months that they're?
That's a year-round
That's
fishery.
year-round. Okay.
From about early May until late October, early November, we have a great scup fishery in Massachusetts. Great
And we
tasting
tasted
fish.
that.
We ate it
Wow,
raw.
what a fish
that was
is.
good.
Sashimi.
That was
Yeah.
good.
It was
Oh.
good with no soy sauce or wasabi. Like, that's a great fish, right?
Yeah, very
and
delicious.
affordable. We catch a lot of pollock and hake. The iron, pollock and hake, good fresh pollock
Yeah,
and hake is
I've
just as
eaten
good
it.
as cod.
Yes, I've
It's
eaten
half
it.
the
It's
price,
gorgeous.
a third of the price.
Right.
So it sounds like if I wanted to do my part as a consumer, instead of walking into a fish shop saying, I want some tuna or salmon, I'm better off saying what's fresh and local and just came off the boat. So I'm getting better fish, fresher fish, and it's cheaper.
It's going to be cheaper.
And from the standpoint of brain health, I say all fish is good.
That's it.
Yes, there are some that have more omega-3s in them, like the mackerel or the salmon or the tuna, but also halibut, which is that a local fish or not really?
We catch
'Cause I
some
didn't hear you
local
say-
halibut. It's limited. But,
Right.
I mean, that's expensive. So I was giving you the sort of undervalued,
Right.
underutilized
And the
fish.
way I look at it is every fish, every shellfish has some omega-3s, more than they're getting. There's none in the beef that's grown today, and very little in the poultry. So whatever fish you eat is going to give you excellent protein, wonderful healthy fats. We all need protein and healthy fats, and other minerals and vitamins. Vitamin D is naturally in every fish that you eat.
Yeah.
And it's captured in the oil of the fish. So,
I'm
like,
convinced.
yeah. So, the more we can get people to eat fish, which means buying local, having the price affordable, the better off we're all going to be. And eating fish 3 times a week is, in fact, every day would be even better.
I kind of do it every day now.
You know,
I gave up on the meat and the dairy, and it hasn't been hard.
No,
I play around, playing around a lot with spices.
Yes.
That's because I was born a carnivore. I mean, if it's meat, I'm after it. And now having mushrooms and fish are sort of, well, now they're my meat substitutes, and I'm completely satisfied.
And one of your employees came by and was showing us the horseshoe crab, and she said, well, we fix it with scallions and ginger. Asians use scallions and ginger for almost every seafood dish, whether it's shrimp or, you know, it's great. So you can make any fish taste delicious that way. If you like hot, add a little hot pepper or that Vietnamese hot sauce with a little tomato. Sriracha sauce. I love that. So there's so many different ways, and you could take any spices, and if you like variety, you could have the same fish every day and change the spice. But we have such a rich variety here. You could vary it.
Monkfish lately has been very affordable. Amazing taste. Skate wings.
Skate wings. Now that's.
I've had skate before. I like it.
Skate is so good. I mean, it's a delicacy in France. We eat almost none around here. Skate is phenomenal tasting fish.
Wow.
Well, Jared, thanks for the tour. I learned a lot, and I certainly ate very well.
Thank you for treating us. That was great. Right. Wow.
Let me show you a tree story later.
Okay.
Okay, great.
All our retail fish packs go out with a label like this. So on this label it says, the origin was Plymouth, Mass. The vessel was the gannet. The gear type, this was caught by a gillnet. Fisherman's John Mahoney. This is skate. And then you can scan this. So this is all produced through our software system.
Okay.
Really easy to print this, almost no extra cost for us. We fire it on the label, and you can imagine the value this creates throughout the supply chain.
Sure.
So
you just make a QR code.
Right, so it makes a QR code. It's a unique QR code for every item we land. So there's lots of them. We can really easily pull them up and produce these labels. So then you scan the QR code, and it brings you to this is a unique web page, right? It's got a picture of the boat. It's got more information on the catch, and then you can imagine a chef getting this. So maybe a distributor or a wholesaler takes it to a chef way down the line in the supply chain. They pull this up, they can read about the fish, and then they hit this button to download a PDF. They pull up a PDF that's got graphics and all the information on it. And it's perfectly formatted to print on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper.
It'd be kind of fun to go to the grocery store and just click and look at the boat of dinner.
Picture of the boat, get more information on it, get menu ideas. So it's really powerful for the chef, because they can then, you know, if you're at a hospital in Rhode Island, you get this from your distributor, and it's the Red's Best local traceable fish.
Right.
You can then print 150 of these and spread them out throughout the hospital. You can print one and put it in a nice sort of display case to show your diners what they're eating.
Right.
And it helps them, it helps our customer tell the story of the fish, helps them kind of show off that they're sourcing locally and responsibly.
Well, it does,
and it builds in, it helps them build in that flexibility that we talked about, right? So now they're fine with saying, all right, we're just gonna have fresh fish on Friday, not cod or, you know, not a name of fish. We're just gonna have fresh fish on Friday. They order it from us. We sell them what was caught the day before. When they get it, they now have all this great material to sort of show their customers.
Captain John's skate catch of the day.
So cool that people would know the
customers?
name of the. I mean, the customers will love that.
Yeah, and if
they
you
know the name of the captain who caught their fish
and
that
you're
they're
going
eating.
to eat, you know, you're trusting these chefs to cook the product well for you, right? I mean, these chefs are the best at coming up with creative ways to present the product. Who cares if it's hake or haddock? You know,
right, exactly.
It's all going to be just as good. It's all going to be just
delicious.
as good.
Well, this is cool.
Yeah,
That's
wow,
what we
this
do.
has been so much fun.
There's about 1 million free apps for any smartphone that you can download.
Just
these
a QR reader?
I mean, I have 7 here that I found work really well. I use the Scan Life one if I had to. That works the faster. Scan Life is, but all of these work, and it's all the same system. It's, you know, encoded in that barcode thing is just a URL, which is a website.
Right.
And our software creates a separate, unique website for every single item that's landed.
Wow.
Wow. And you're
You got the tech thing going on.
It's redsbest.com? is it?
Redsbest.com.
Yeah.
Yep, we're
Yeah,
a tech
explored your
company and a
website.
seafood
You are a
Right.
tech company.
That's great.
It's the only way to aggregate a lot of fish, or a little bit of fish from a lot of boats, and end up with enough fish to have the infrastructure that it takes to
run a
get it to
business.
the people and run a business. Yeah, I mean,
Well, you got it figured out. Good
Well,
job.
That's been great.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much. It's
thank
been
you.
just
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Jared.
yeah.